morning, dear children. Today we are going to learn lesson 2. Is matter around us pure? Have you ever noticed the word pure written on the backs of these consumables? How do we judge whether milk, ghee, butter, or salt that we buy from the market are pure? For common people like us, pure means having no adulteration or no impurities, isn't it? But for a scientist, all these things are actually mixtures of different substances and hence not pure. Now, for example, we can take milk. We know that milk is actually a mixture of water, fat, proteins, etc. Okay, so it is not pure. When a scientist says that something is pure, it means that all the constituent particles of that substance are the same in their chemical nature. If you are taking milk, we can see that water is there, fat is there, proteins also is there. So actually, what is a pure substance? A pure substance consists of a single type of particles. So, can we consider milk as pure one? No, because milk contains water, fat and protein. As we look around, we can see that most of the matter around us exists as mixtures of two or more pure components. Here you can see that, for example, seawater. Is it a pure substance? No, it is a mixture of number of substances. The next one, minerals, soil. All these we can see that consist of mixtures of two or more pure components. What is a mixture? Mixtures are constituted by more than one kind of pure form of matter. It is a mixing of more than a pure form of matter. That pure form of matter is called substance. So, what is a substance? A substance cannot be separated. We cannot separate a substance into other kinds of matter by any physical process. That's very important one. Actually, we can separate the substance into its constituent particles or other kind of matter by the chemical process. Here it is mentioned that a substance cannot be separated into other kinds of matter by any physical process. Okay. Now we can consider seawater. Okay. We know that salt is dissolved in seawater. So how can we separate this salt? We can separate salt from the seawater by the it's mentioned physical process of evaporation. We already told that a substance cannot be separated into other kinds of matter by any physical process. But here from the seawater, we can separate sodium chloride by the physical process of evaporation. So, can we consider seawater as a substance? No, seawater is a mixture. But now we have to consider sodium chloride. Sodium chloride, we know that sodium chloride is made by the combination of sodium and chlorine. But here we cannot separate sodium chloride into sodium and chlorine by any physical process. Okay, so we have to consider this salt or sodium chloride as a substance. Why we are considering this sodium chloride is a substance? Because we cannot separate into its constituent particle by any physical process. Similarly, sugar. Sugar is a substance because it contains only one kind of pure matter. Here also we cannot separate that sugar into its constituent particles by any physical process, and its composition is same throughout. So sugar also we have to consider as a substance. So I think it's clear what is the difference between a mixture and a substance. This is a mixture. The first one is a mixture. But the second picture, we cannot say that it is a mixture because it is separated. Okay, from the first one mixture of different color stones are there. Okay, so from that one, the second picture we can see that it is separated as orange color stones, yellow color stones, green color stones and red color stones. So the first one is a mixture, but the second one we can say that these are substances. Depending upon the nature of the components that form a mixture, we can have different types of mixtures. To identify different types of mixtures, now we can do one activity. Watch this activity carefully. To do this activity, we need 4 beakers, potassium permanganate, sodium chloride, 1 spatula and water. First of all, we have to mark the beakers A, B, C and D respectively. Then add 100 ml water in each test tube. In the first beaker, we have to add 1 spatula potassium permanganate. In the second beaker, we have to add 2 spatula potassium permanganate. Okay. In the third one and fourth one, we have to add sodium chloride and potassium permanganate in different composition. That means in the third beaker, we have to add 2 spatula sodium chloride and 1 spatula potassium permanganate. Okay. But in the fourth one, we have to add 2 spatula potassium permanganate and 1 spatula sodium chloride. And after that, we have to stir it well. Then observe it carefully. In group A and B, we can see that only there is a change in intensity of the color. Okay, so that means group A and B have obtained a mixture which has a uniform composition throughout. Such mixtures are called homogeneous. But the fourth and third one, it is not homogeneous mixture, that is called heterogeneous. So, what is the difference between heterogeneous and homogeneous mixture? Heterogeneous mixture means physically distinct parts and have non-uniform composition. Okay, here you can see that heterogeneous mixture, non-uniform composition, but homogeneous mixture, they have uniform composition. So I think it's clear for you what is the difference between homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. Now we can do another activity. For this we need 4 beakers with 100 ml water. The first beaker we can add 1 spatula copper sulfate. Next beaker 1 spatula potassium permanganate. In the third beaker we can add 1 spatula wheat flour or 1 spatula chalk powder. And the fourth beaker we have to add 2 spatula milk or 2 spatula ink. Okay, now I'm taking milk here. After that, we have to take the solution, stir the solution well. Then we need 4 conical flasks with the funnel. Inside the funnel, we have to keep filter paper. And after that, pour the solution one by one to the conical flask. And after, we have to observe the filter paper. Now, we can take the first one. When we are observing the first one and second one, we cannot see any residue in the filter paper. That means that two mixtures are called solution. But in the third one, we can see that some residue in the filter paper and in the water also. For that one, we already took wheat flour. Okay. So, wheat flour we can see in the filter paper and in water also. That mixture is called suspension. And the third one, nothing. We cannot see any residue in the filter paper. That mixture is called colloid. Okay. Now, we got another type of mixtures. What are they? Solution, suspension and colloid. We shall learn about solution, suspension and colloid in the following section. Okay dears, thank you.